All right, everyone. Simply Bitcoin. You know what we do. We break down the news from Twitter, Daily Fail, Meme Review, software releases, the websites by plebes. Drop us a like and subscribe. All right, we're kicking it off with the numbers. Here we go, guys. The current block height is 669,298. Current Bitcoin price, 37,935. Chain rewrite days, 586. Total lightning capacity 1074.85 BTC. Bitcoin versus gold market cap 5.98%, and the sats per dollar 2,636.
Numbers are looking good. Everything's going in the right direction. The sats per dollar is going down, which is a good thing. And the original Satoshi, the Bitcoin chicken, is back. The shit coin of the shit fork of Satoshi, the Bitcoin chicken, is gone. We have the original Satoshi, the Bitcoin chicken. He's back. And for anyone who's new to the channel and wondering, this is a Bitcoin channel, why am I holding a rubber chicken? This is Satoshi, the Bitcoin chicken, and he collects only when the price reaches an all-time high, which is coming very soon. Anyways, Phil, it's time for
Daily Fail. All right, before we kick off the Daily Fail, I just want to add that there was a comment on the YouTube video, past video, about me putting in Bitcoin earrings when we reach 42. If we reach and break 42K this week. So I do have a set of orange stretchers, Bitcoin orange stretchers, which I did plan on starting to wear once we hit 100K. But yeah, I think we're at the end of the week and we did not hit 42K. But if we do, I will have them in for tomorrow's episode. So still might happen. Okay. Anyways, let's go to the Daily Fail. Okay, guys, this is great. This is a fantastic fail where, here we go. German prosecutors have confiscated more than 60 million worth of Bitcoin from a fraudster. There's only one problem. They can't unlock the money because he won't give them the password. So see, in the traditional system, they freeze your assets and your life becomes crap and you can't feed your family and your life gets worse. And, until they decide that, you can have access to your funds again. But in a Bitcoin world, you get to hang on to that value that you've stored, and the authorities can do all kinds of other things to you, but they can't just make you broke. So fuck them.
Dude,
brought to you by me.
I love it. Perfectly said. Perfectly said. Perfectly said. I just got off a flight. I'm tired. Anyways, Phil, that was perfect. And yeah, man, whatever how you feel about the police and whatever, but the fact that the government could just freeze all of your money at their whim just completely corrupts them with power, right? You know what they say? Too much power corrupts everything, right? So
absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Exactly. So, it's glorious to see that. And I love how the mainstream media is just like, yeah, they seized assets. They didn't seize anything. That Bitcoin, nothing. Exactly. That Bitcoin's sitting there. It's collecting dust, like digital dust, Satoshi dust, whatever you want to call it. It can't be touched by the German police. Good. I think that's a good thing. There's other ways to catch criminals that doesn't have anything to do with the financial system. And I know what you're saying. Okay, but that's a lot. No, it's a lot. It's not a lot, because if you give that much authority, right, then you start to get the laws of like, you have to report every time you deposit $10,000. You have to, it's some crazy stuff. And the people that launder the most money are the banks themselves. It's not even like they're staying true to what they're preaching. It's the biggest scam.
It's such a scam.
It's such a scam.
It's hypocritical and it's a scam.
And they hate Bitcoin because it just evens the playing field. It literally,
of course,
it gives.
They can't control it. They can't do what they're used to doing, so they're pissed. The kid in the sandbox, you took away his toys.
Exactly. So good to see that. Anyways, Phil, it's time for
the Daily Meme Review.
All right, everybody. The meme for today is brought to you by Simply Bitcoin meme lord Greg Zag1. Let's check it out. When she asks what we're gonna do when Bitcoin. Wait, let's click on it. Oh, damn! Here's
Dribble.
the thing. Here's the thing, Greg. This would have been a perfect meme, but we can't see. We can't. It's like a blue ball. Since it's Greg, I'm gonna give that a 0. No, I'm just kidding. Phil, that was a really good meme. I'm going to give it a strong score. I'm going to give that a 9. What about you?
It made me laugh, so I wanted to give it a perfect 10, but I couldn't. Okay? So I'm giving it this, okay? Because it's very close, but it's just not a perfect 10, Greg. Made me laugh though.
Dude, Greg's gonna be watching
He's
this.
picking on us in the chat, right?
Oh my god.
Well, he's picking on me anyways.
Oh my god.
Anyways.
So the next meme is brought to us by a pretty mainstream account, but sometimes we covered Pomps the other day. If they're good memes, we have to review it. Check this out. So Michael Saylor going all in on Bitcoin, Wall Street, traditional asset classes. This is a classic meme, that image, right? It's classic. It's hilarious. It makes sense. It is very it has to do with, it's very specific. It's a very niche meme. So I'm gonna give that an 8. What about you?
Yeah, we're on the same page with that one.
An 8.
Yeah, it is. It's a solid 8 meme. And don't get me wrong, I think so look, even though it's really well known, I think that sometimes that actually works against memes. Because don't get me wrong, like I've seen that meme since the beginning that I ever got into, shitcoining way back in the day. So it's like, you see so many of them, you kind of ignore them after a while because it's just, that it's going to be the same picture with different words. And anyway,
I completely agree. It's been been recycled. It's been recycled so many times.
First time I saw it was hilarious.
Exactly.
It was awesome. I was like, oh my god, that's genius.
It loses its oomph. I agree with you 100%.
Sorry.
Phil, it's time for
the Daily News, sponsored by Crypto Cloaks.
All right, everybody. The news for today, it's really interesting. So, like we reported a couple months back, it was like a month or two back, right? Reported that Kraken became the first U.S. bank to get a banking charter. Well, now we got the second, they say crypto, but really Bitcoin, right? We reported like a week or two ago that 92% of the money going into crypto in general is going into Bitcoin. So that's literally where the money's at. Anyways, Protego becomes the second crypto firm to win bank charter from the OCC. This is absolutely massive, right? Not that that's very important, but it's kind of a big deal because Wyoming is taking the initiative to kind of attract business to their state. Now it looks like Miami is doing it as well, but it's really interesting that, we have another bank or another type of business that's interested in opening a Bitcoin bank. It's really cool. I think it's really going to help the industry in general, but, I'm going to be cautiously optimistic, just like you, Phil. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, look, you're right. It's a positive development. It just shows the interest. I absolutely can't stand how they call it a frickin' crypto bank because you know how I feel about that. Same as you. It validates the other shit coins, and then people mentally, lump it in together. Oh, well, it's Bitcoin and this. No, it's not. It's not Bitcoin and this. It's Bitcoin. And then there's this, which is something else. It's nothing like Bitcoin. Just pretends to be like Bitcoin. Anyways, I hate that they do that. But again, positive development. I know that Wyoming wanted to be kind of the center of, of crypto and everything like that, and of Bitcoin. And I know that they're kind of like, the first mover. But I think that this is also going to as well force them to maybe step up their game because the first mover advantage only lasts so long. Anyways, it's going to be interesting to see how many more banks follow suit and how this landscape starts to look.
Absolutely, Phil. And it's really bullish. And speaking of banks, the next piece of news is brought to us by Mr. Hodl, and he's posting a short story of keep with us. We'll tell it to you. Anyways, Bloomberg Africa reports an increase in Nigerian central bank yields may signal a devaluation of the country's currency for the third time in less than a year. Guess what happened? Everyone just exited the system for Bitcoin. Guess what the Nigerian central bank did? And I'm telling you, you've heard it here first. These central banks around the world are going to try to do this. They're not going to be successful, but they're going to try to do this.
Mhm.
Nigeria's central bank orders banks to close all Bitcoiner held accounts. Why did they do that? Because they don't want the exit valve. And Bitcoin provides an exit valve. It allows people not to be held hostage by the central banks, which enables politicians to do whatever the hell they want. Bitcoin says, listen, I'm not down with that. I'm going to opt out. I'm going to take my energy, my life, my wealth. I'm going to take it out of the system, and they can't play around with it. And their system needs you. Their system needs you like sheep, like cows, like cattle. And you could opt out. And the Nigerian central bank didn't like that very much. And this is going back to what we were saying before, Phil, about how the police, was essentially, like holding accounts hostage, right?
I saw this.
Bitcoin doesn't allow that, right? And look at what these banks do. Look what the banks do in general, right? This all ties in together. Tucker Carlson accuses, speaking of the devil, Tucker Carlson accuses Bank of America of treating customers like Al-Qaeda as he reveals it gave the FBI details of every customer who spent money on hotels and Airbnb flights and guns in DC around the time of the Capitol siege. This is absolutely crazy. This is financial tyranny. This is crazy. This is what the German police, we don't know whether the German police was telling the truth. We can't trust. If this year has taught us anything, is that law enforcement isn't squeaky clean. Okay. So just look at that, right? Just the mere fact that if you took a flight to DC, now the FBI is looking through your bank details, right? And this is a foreshadowing on what I think is going to happen around the world. Banks have too much power. They could shut off who you decide to spend money with, who you want to transact with. It's complete BS. And this tweet by Reason and this quote specifically from Gladstein, don't write off Bitcoin as simply a vehicle financial speculation. For millions of people around the world, it's an escape hatch from tyranny, nothing less than freedom money. I'm going to read that again because it was so powerful. For millions of people around the world, it's an escape hatch from tyranny, nothing less than freedom money. It's already happening in Nigeria. It's starting to happen in the United States of America. Opt out, get the hell out. Bitcoin is free money. It's freedom money. You have to choose tyrannical money, freedom money. It's that simple. Phil, what are your thoughts?
I mean, look, this is just really scary stuff. We've been reporting on this and we can see that this is increasing. That article that you read about Tucker Carlson's comments, all I can say is 3D printed guns, because guess what? Good luck figuring out, who's got a gun then, and I know that there's like a lot of naysayers out there, but I got to tell you, that technology is moving very quickly and it's getting better and better. So yeah, all the governments are going to do is force people to become more creative so that they can express their freedom and they can transact with who they want to transact with. So they are not going to win this battle. Unfortunately, what they don't understand is that everything else that they've had up until now has been something that they can control more or less. I mean, I'd say probably more. But Bitcoin, they really, I mean, think about it. The only way I don't even know how they could do it, because the reality is people like you and me, it's like, I'm never going to fucking sell them my Bitcoin. So, and I know that there's, thousands of other hodlers that think just the same way. So right there, I don't see them ever being able to stop this. And that's why the governments that choose to harness Bitcoin, to work with Bitcoin, join the ecosystem, that's going to provide value to people, provide value to Bitcoiners. And as a result, Bitcoiners are going to want to spend money in that system and are going to want to contribute time, value, energy to that system. That system will grow. It'll become successful. And the countries that choose to censor their population and choose to imprison them in this garbage fiat money that they control, well, they're always going to be stagnant. Exactly. Unfortunately for them.
And you already see this.
Yeah.
You see people literally fleeing coming to Miami, right? You see the Bitcoin conference already. This is the first example. You know, it's like you make Bitcoin illegal or you make it hard because you can never really stop it. It's exactly what you said, Phil. You make it hard to do Bitcoin business, right? With the Bitcoin, the crypto license in New York. Like, what the hell? Kraken said hell no, right? And they did. I think they did a good move in my opinion, but. The cities and the governments, exactly what you said, that allows Bitcoin business is their economies are going to flourish because that's where the Bitcoiners are going to go. You're absolutely right, Phil. Phil, that was an awesome segment. That being said, there was a software release today. Why don't you tell everybody about it?
Software releases. Okay, so looks like we've got Zeus version 0.5.0. The beta was released, and that is down below in the show notes. Check it out. We've got the details.
Awesome. Thank you, Phil. All right, guys, that was our show. I hope you enjoyed this week. It's been an amazing week for us. Like always, it's a pleasure to do this show for you guys. We absolutely love you guys. We really appreciate it. We have some awesome fans out there. And if you know what to do, if you like the show, smash that like button. It's this way, smash the like button. If you love the show, subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow for the weekend edition of Simply Bitcoin.